Nnamdi Kanu warned Igbo traders against inflating the price of goods. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has sent a warning message to Igbo traders and Igbo billionaires over COVID-19. The IPOB leader warned food item leaders in Southeast against inflating the price of their goods and compounding the problem of the people who have been subjected to its sit at home because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Kanu made this known in a radio broadcast where he told Biafrans that this is not the time to be selfish and parochial, but a time to come together to save as many lives as possible. By being their brother's keeper and sharing whatever they have to save lives. Kanu also told Biafrans that their preparation for eventualizing against COVID-19 have to be multifaceted, adding that they must adopt a siege mentality against the pandemic virus and see it as one that is threatening their lives and, above all, Biafran existence. His words: we must, as leaders, as traders, change our mindsets about making money from this situation at the detriment of our brothers and sisters. We should know that we are in a war with both the invisible enemy, COVID-19, and the visible enemy, Nigerian government, that has refused to provide relief materials and testing center for Biafrans. Hiking price of food items and materials to fight COVID-19 at this critical time does not make any sense. If you do it, you are evil, wicked, and such evil money will never be useful to you because it is like blood money. You subjected your brothers and sisters to horrible situation to make the money. We must look at each other as an extension of ourselves because if we allow hunger to drive some of our brothers and sisters out to the streets and they contact the pandemic virus, they will bring it home to infect all of us. So we must extend whatever food and anti COVID-19 kits we have to our sisters and brothers and even our neighbors to avoid bringing home the deadly pandemic virus, he said. Kanu, who is on exile, alleged that the federal government deliberately wants Biafrans to die by allegedly refusing to locate a testing center in Biafran state, just as it refused to extend relief material to Biafran state. Nnamdi Kanu also warned Igbo politicians challenges the Igbo billionaires. Kanu said he regretted that politicians who will soon come to seek votes from people are nowhere to be seen now to assist the people with food materials and anti-COVID-19 kits to save the lives of the people. I therefore urge my fellow Biafrans to forget about the politicians who have been deceiving them and pretending to care for you when they do not care. This is the time to know that they care, but they are nowhere to be found with food and relief materials. Challenging Igbo billionaires, Kanu urged them to use the money they are donating to the federal government of Nigeria, which I know will not be used on Biafrans to provide food and anti-COVID-19 kits for our people. They should have used the money to set up testing centers in Biafran land instead of giving it to people and governments that want us dead. Thank you for listening to this news. You see, viewers, I don't actually know when our people will learn. I think the the best thing here is that Igbos should just go home. The Igbos should just go home because this deceitful life they are releasing to the Igbos is becoming something else. The Nigerians are just deceiving the Igbos, making them to know or believe that they are important and useful to the country, whereas they are not. They are just forcing them, making them to believe that they are important, whereas they are not useful here in Nigeria. That is to them. Even if they know that the Igbos are useful because of their bias and tribalism, they will not allow an Igbo man to take any reasonable seat. So the best thing is the Igbos should just attend this Biafra and go home in peace and live in peace because this is getting out of hand. Look at our rich Igbos, our wealthy Igbos that's supposed to use their money, their riches, their wealth to help the people of the southeast, assist them at this critical period. Instead, they use it a as an instrument of recognition by giving it to the federal government, whom they well know that will not assist the southeast people. Instead, they will use it on their selfish self and the useless northern people who I know that even after giving them the money, they will still fall on the street and start begging. We are not helping matters. How do we succeed? How do we move forward? How do we move forward? We are not helping ourselves. Look at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah? He want to help the country. See the huge sum that he released for the Biafrans. So our leaders should try and understand. Our Igbo leaders should try and understand. Those in the Senate, those in the government house, those in business line that has the money should release it for the Biafrans and not the federal government. Our Biafrans are seriously in need of this money. They did not. The Nigerian government has refused to release materials. At least if it is COVID-19 kits, that's what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. They should be released. They should release to them. They have been releasing it to other people, the Westerners, the Northerners, but the Eastern people, nothing of such. Enough is enough. Igbo should go. Should part. This actualization should just come to pass and let the Igbos have a rest of mind. It's already at the corner. The actualization will soon be announced, and all of these things will be called off. I know that God of the Igbos will still make a way where there is no way. Imagine the federal government task force task force for COVID-19 yesterday declared that they had not received any money from the private sector as promised, meaning that the pledges have not been redeemed. They can still do a U-turn to direct the money to fighting the pandemic in the former eastern region. More so, when the money the federal government voted for food is being distributed in the north to the exclusion of the south. and there is extreme hunger among those living from hand to mouth, like barrow pushers and their likes. Can you imagine? Why is it that one particular side of the country are being favored while the others are left unattended to? It, it has always been like that. The northern people has always been favored. They have always been given huge, huge um, parts when it comes to assistance. This is not normal. This is not right. Yeah? It's time for for the federal government to put their things right. So this is my own opinion. Please let's try to second to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's opinion. Support him and see to this issue.